Hello, everyone, and welcome to session 159 of Pokerole. We are going along on our special little... I don't even know if I call it a side mission. It feels pretty important, though I guess it is kind of a side quest. But where we explore this city that I've forgotten the name of, unfortunately. I remember the previous outpost of Halfcliff, but we're in the main city now, trying to deal with a terrible crystal infection and trying to sneak through the city. We're in quite a position at the end of last session, so it's going to be interesting to do the recap and see where we go from there. But before we begin, of course, if you like the video, do think about maybe giving it a like, maybe subscribing if you'd like to do that, or maybe coming over to Twitch if you want to watch this stuff live. Whether you want to lurk or talk, think about coming by and hanging out with us if you'd like to. We also have a pretty cool Discord community if you want to check that out. There is a coffee link if you'd like to help us directly monetize the content that we make here. Always appreciate every little bit helps. We had some great donations this month thanks to Cupid Clocks, a large part of that. But donations are always helpful, even when we do manage to fill the donation bar, which isn't super often, but it is nice when it happens. So if you want to help out, think about doing so. We also have a merch store as well if you want to help out that way and also get something cool along the way. And of course, we also have the Poker Pioneers Mirahis Wiki for a comprehensive wiki for our game here. And if you want to catch up on things, if you are new to things, don't know what's going on, that's a great place to start. Check it out if you're interested. All the links are in the description. But that being said, I will hand it over to you, Carter.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the table.
Hey,
pardon me if I need to take pauses, because I can still end up attempting to hack a lung out because of my throat, because I am one of everybody in the game who has gotten sick or is sick in some capacities, so please have patience with us.
Oh, dear. Oh, shoot, the other day I was actually so sick that I didn't eat. For me to not eat, I have to feel like garbage.
Fully understandable. I just, some days I do not have much appetite, even though I don't feel like garbage anymore. But in any case, last time was session 158, Through the Crystal Kingdom. After noticing Rydam marching ahead, the team follows after them to try to avoid getting separated. Passing by a group of crop fields, the team soon spy a large gate over the horizon that stands between them and the castle town. After catching up to the Curlia, Rydam informs them that the gate, to their memory, is the one method of entering the town without worrying about drawing attention. When seeing the gate is guarded by the crystal-blighted Pokemon, they try to figure out a plan to get through the gate without alerting anyone. Tucker suggests that if he could get a view of the city past the wall, he could aim to use Shadow Sneak to get the party past. But the height of the surrounding wall made it very difficult to ascertain a potential vantage point. The only solution they could draw is aiming to climb over the wall without being noticed. Oh shoot, I forgot I needed to add an additional enemy type. That's fine, I'll figure that out. When they near a gatehouse, Ralph stealthily approaches the building to confirm any signs of life within. He spots a crystal-adorned Grovyle within, and warns the party about making any noise as they pass by the building. The team treads off of the footpath to avoid being spotted as they enter the border town. The Borgo, as Ralph so helpfully told us later. During their approach, they spy multiple other Pokemon seemingly going about their day completely normally, despite the crystals growing from them. Deeming it wise to still avoid interaction, they continue to cautiously avoid being spotted and follow Ryda's advice, seeing as they were the most familiar with the streets of the town. However, they find more and more Pokemon continuing to act in a perfectly ordinary manner going around town, between predicting their movements and avoiding being spotted, all the more difficult. Eventually, Deadeye suggests that they just backtrack out of the town and just go around to avoid needing to be stealthy altogether. With Tucker taking the lead, the team starts to travel along the outskirts of the Borgo, veering away from narrow alleyways and making use of the cover granted by buildings to minimize risk of being spotted. During their travel, Ryda overhears conversation from the crystal-blighted citizens that piques their interest. Supposedly, the king was meant to be traveling into the town to deliver a royal address. Ryda alerts the party to this, seeing potential opportunity to confront the Nido King without needing to get past the border. However, the limited information gave the team little to work with in terms of figuring out when they'd be arriving. So they continue traveling along the outskirts for now. Soon, however, an issue arises as Tucker spots a few archers on patrol and tries to rush the team into a nearby alleyway. The rush movement causes Tucker to bump into a windowsill, knocking over a citizen's potted plant and alerting one of the inside residents. Meanwhile, Ralph has spied a fresh pie on a nearby windowsill as well, and hunger compels him to eat it.
Yes.
The rest of the team scatters to avoid being spotted, while Ralph tries to keep his cool and feign ignorance to the owner of the potted plant, since he at least wasn't responsible for that. Fortunately, Ralph's confidence in his ability to commit to the bit pulls through once again, and the alerted resident pays no mind to the Snorlax. Meanwhile, as Brooke attempts to prevent being spotted by scaling the rooftops, the noise from his climbing alerts a, fortunately, very easily convinced resident who assumed him to be a chimney sweep. Seeing this, Brooke begins to ponder if the team's attempts to avoid being spotted were as necessary as first thought. Ryda, however, had hurried towards the wall when the team began to scatter, cautious of guards quickly arriving at their location. Ryda's rushing makes them the first to arrive at the border wall, and they use teleport to get themselves to the top of the wall. When they do, they spot the entrance into the border wall and a number of guardsmen inside, prompting them to avoid being spotted and rush to the other side to walk down. Ralph is able to witness this as the rest of the party makes their way to the wall, and he spots a Delphox stepping out on top of the wall, just as Ryda manages to avoid getting spotted. When Ryda descends into the inner city, they notice the condition of the town being far worse than the buildings outside, showing clear signs of conflict and battle. Ryda is surprised to see the state of it, recalling that it used to look far better than this. As they mull over their fragmented memories of the town, visions of fire and battle flash into their mind, prompting them to dismiss their concerns and try to press on. When they do, however, they notice a wall that had been painted over with a vibrant red, and they see the mark of a certain purple face. Meanwhile, with guards approaching on their patrols of the wall, the rest of the team move to avoid being spotted while looking for their own way to get through the wall. To make use of their higher vantage point on the rooftops, Brooke suggests to Deadeye that he toss them and Lyre over the wall while the guards aren't looking, so that they can wait on the other side while he regroups with Tucker to find their own way through. Meanwhile, Ralph spies a service door that the guards likely use to enter the wall, and attempts once again to play things cool by pretending to be a soldier. Through the combination of a frivolous use of his aspect and Ralph's sheer unadulterated commitment to the bit, the guards inside completely believe he is a fellow guard, and he is allowed to go through the wall into the inner city.
Let's fucking go.
Misusing Wish, no consequences!
As far as I know, asterisk.
It says here there's a group of decorated Medicham. There is only one Medicham. I hate to make that correction. But as he does, he spots a decorated Medicham in the process of apprehending a Luxia, along with a worryingly purloin-shaped crystal statue. Ralph approaches to ascertain the situation, and learns that the Luxio is a member of a group of rebels sowing discord in the kingdom. Ralph volunteers to escort the feline so that the Medicham can return to their post, and they request Ralph bring them to the stockades in the main plaza. The Luxio struggles to be let free, but does not seem to use any moves to shock Ralph or the Medicham as she is passed to them, possibly rendered unable through the restraints and collar binding her. The Medicham warn Ralph to be ready in time to attend the king's royal address, and to go ahead and kill the Luxio should her struggling make the task take too long to manage attendance. Once the Medicham leaves, Ralph shows the Luxio his pioneer badge. Realizing who the Luxio was, even if she may have evolved since their last meeting. On seeing and recognizing the badge, the Luxio stops struggling and says Ralph's name as she recognizes his face. When she does, however, the statue of Purloin begins to move, readying a dagger and assuming a fighting stance to strike them both down.
Was it a statue? I thought it was,
It is a crystal construct. It might as well be a statue.
I assume the difference between a construct and a statue is a construct doesn't stop moving. Like, it is moving around.
It's effectively an obsidian crystal construct.
Yeah.
It's not the glowing purple crystals. It's, like, almost black.
Oh. I actually expected it to be crystally like the crystals, so that's interesting.
Which, I do believe that Ralph needs to roll initiative.
Alright.
In fact, everyone can roll initiative, just so we have where people be.
And, Brooke and Tucker are on the wrong side of things. Everybody else is over there.
You sure are. You were waiting for guards to pass.
Also, I realized very distinctly that after last session, you were implying that there's other ways we could have gone through town. You were probably completely ready for like a social episode last time, not a stealth episode, weren't you?
I was prepared for whatever you tried to do. The only bad choice, the only objectively bad choice would be going in guns blazing through the front door, deciding you wanted to fight everything. That would have been bad. And I would have warned you multiple times that it was bad. I promise you.
Are panicking. Don't do this, please. This isn't how I want the campaign to end. Don't do this.
I remember warning you guys several sessions before we got to the castle town. Like, hey, going in and fighting everything will probably be miserable, just to let you know. And I think that got illustrated very well in Halfcliff, that trying to fight everything would probably be very miserable.
Yeah, because that was one of the tougher fights we've had.
Yeah.
Even with the patch, it would be miserable to try and fight everything. Just so we're clear. Important note for later, what is the name of the kingdom? I never named it.
Cool.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, that's so me forgetting the name of it isn't...
Yeah, no, you're fine. I never named it. Honestly, Hydra, if you want to come up with a name, feel free.
Alright, I'll get back to you on a name.
Hooray, it wasn't a bad memory for once. It was just that it didn't exist.
Yes.
So let's see. Just to ask everybody's like physical situation, I think just to review, Ryda and Deadeye are Deadeye and Light are together. Ryda's not super far from them, but I don't think either of them know where each other are. I don't think those two groups know of each other's locations. They're just nearby, right?
Yeah. They don't know their locations. They're relatively near to each other. Ryda is in like an internal courtyard between a bunch of buildings. That's an enclosed space. But they would be able to hear the sounds of combat once that starts.
But they weren't close enough to hear the conversation that Ralph was having with the Metacham stuff. They weren't close enough for that.
No.
Yeah.
Brooke and Tucker were able to briefly hear like some sort of scuffle on the other side of the wall. But that was about it. Not much for conversation. Deadeye and Lyre are off on their own thing. Everybody, I think, must have heard the crash. They kind of crashed through a rooftop somewhere.
And I think Tucker's still against the wall, having just gone now that Shadow Sneak's passed after guards passed. Brooke's up on the roof still. Brooke and Tucker know where each other are, and that's kind of the situation, I think.
Sounds about right.
Just physically, I'm just replacing everybody physically in my mind.
No, that's fine. It's a good reminder for everybody. Oh wait, it's 1d6 and then plus.
So that's
So
not nice.
that is the wrong way to roll initiative.
It's okay. So Strata, you say, thank goodness no one knows Earthquake. I feel like Earthquake in a civilized Pokemon society is just like a banned move. Like, use it, okay, you're going to prison. Unless it's out in the fields where it doesn't matter. But I'm sorry, the moment you start building actual buildings, Earthquake is just not good.
Let's see. I believe everybody has Lucky Chance.
Do we? I think no. Brooke doesn't. I think. I feel like somebody used it last time. I know. Wait, Helen, does Brooke have
Lucky
lifetime?
Chance?
You don't have Lucky Chant, but
not Bravado.
Oh, Bravado.
Bravado,
Right.
yeah.
No, I use Bravado. Right, I use Bravado. I use my Bravado. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
thinking.
anybody has Bravado anymore. I think that's
Mhm.
all been used.
Yeah. Probably the case.
Mm.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
And as usual, we'll put the NPCs at the end. It doesn't matter how fast Deadeye is, he's an NPC. Unfortunately for Ralph, the Shade is fast.
Mm.
We can go to... Here, I'll fix up our music card. Battle 1, number 33.
Okay.
Alright. What is it going to do? It brandishes Ralph. This dark crystal shade, shaped at least vaguely like purloin, brandishes its dagger and then scrapes the dagger and its claws along its body, sharpening both its limbs and its weapon.
I knew and have tell you not to play with knives.
And then it's going to engage in some foul play.
That is a mighty roll there.
Oh good, I didn't roll twice. Oh, that's perfect. We can use that one.
I may have gone into and figured I'd just see what the color cut did. It does something different every Pokemon.
This is an attack.
Ooh. Let's try to dodge this. Alright, I have a high enough. I'm gonna need a mighty roll to beat that. Ooh, and there's a mighty roll.
This shade, despite its composition, is surprisingly swift. As it attempts to grab onto you and make use of your own strength against you, you pull away. While it might be swift, it's not particularly strong in its own right. And I believe that will be it for its turn. Ryda, it is your turn now.
Oh, okay. So, thinking back unto last session and a few moments before Ryder dipped over the wall, they observed Ralph basically just casually talking to one of the crystalline people. And so this gives them the idea that they may not be the most observant, but it does seem they have some sense of conscious thinking, whatever, how to phrase it. So they're going to try and illusion themselves to have crystals growing all over them, so they don't look out of place.
Ah, alrighty.
That's a smart move.
Let's use special survival stealth for this.
Alright. Solid 5. I'll take it.
It helps that you do have some crystal bits that are embedded in you. All you have to do is make it seem like they're a bit bigger than they are. It's a relatively simple illusion, even if those things aren't your forte.
And then once that's done, Red is casually going to leave the sort of enclosed area they're in and start making their way towards, I guess, here for now. And they'll decide whether to go off this direction or towards the castle.
Alright, well, given the way that you need to exit, you may make an insight survival alert check to see if you spot Ralph.
Alright, let's see. I have pretty good insight survival alert, but I seem pretty focused at the moment.
Lucky Champ makes that a 3. It's not hard to see. You can see Ralph. He is mostly blocking the view of it, but you can see him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he's got another Pokemon under his arm, though.
Off doing Ralph shenanigans.
Got a plushie. A nice Luxio plushie.
Well, Red is going to leave Ralph to do his thing and continue on their merry way.
Okay. I will say, in your turn's amount of time, you'll be able to get to that intersection.
Okay.
And same as the little courtyard, these buildings are definitely damaged. Some are more damaged than others, but there's little sign of attempt to repair these buildings. Same with the streets as well. Some sections of cobblestone on the streets are sort of busted and broken up from impacts or gashes, likely from prior combat.
So this conflict wasn't just like a city block, it was kind of all over the place inside.
It is now Ralph's turn.
Alright. Alright, easy peasy. It's a shade, so let's put it in the shade with Giga Impact.
Are you still holding Luxio?
I mean,
The assumption is that he is still holding Luxio, who is quite bound.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Suppose I'll put her on. Well, dropping something is usually a free action, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then. Yeah, I'm not gonna leap into the air with holding her shade still like. Flop around.
You drop Luxio to the ground, she goes, "Wah, bleh," and she does a sploot.
Yeah. Like, you better not go anywhere, prisoner. Alright, wink or something. Alright, Dix fight brawl mine is to. Oh, hold on. Alright. My phone rang, but it's. Hopefully it was. Hopefully. At least I apply that. It doesn't show as spam. Oh, sorry. Right. There we go. That's it. Right, brawl minus 2 for Giga Impact. I would very much like that.
You would very much like what?
I guess I don't. I guess I got my wish. I was like, oh, I very much like that hit to. I was saying I would very much like that to hit, and I guess it does.
Well, apparently it was not expecting such a large creature to come barreling at it in such a narrow space. So there's nowhere for it to really run. Go ahead and roll your damage.
This thing's at 3, so that's going to be strength plus 6. My strength with belly drum and fucking is just bonkers.
Ow.
Oh,
As you ram into this crystal shade, it shatters into 1,000 pieces, scattering across the street.
hopefully no one had their windows open.
And we can return to Locales 10.
He made sure to work at that.
That was a.
To help Ralph, he had it.
That's
I
fine.
guess-
I can't.
I guess that's what they call a glass cannon.
Huh? I don't think I get the point on that one.
And I grab the bounds of grab the bounds of Luxio again. You get because they were made of glass.
Oh,
I order you to laugh.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
definitely Ralph.
Yeah, I sure am. I got a new job as a soldier here, just now, because I made it up. I needed to get between you and me. I needed to get through that wall, so I just gave myself together.
Luxio looks at Ralph with a none too small amount of concern, because they can't tell how serious he's being about having conscripted himself as a soldier.
This is delightful.
Remember, she is the most innocent being of Team Mischief Maker. Just to remind everyone.
Right.
Anyway, let's get ourselves somewhere less visible.
Yeah, we should probably move. With that crystal shadow broken, they'll know that you were lying.
Yeah.
Or at least she'll know something happened. And her ears flatten back, she hangs her head a bit, looking sad.
This is noted, but first Ralph will pull her into some cover.
Alright, well. Just moving your icon aside so we can look at the map. Which, small aside, I mistakenly said that this was from a ProcGen map maker from Asgard. No, this one was made by Wadabu, but it is one of multiple separate procedural generation things that have been around for years and years and years. I just wanted to correct that Asgard is the world map maker. Wadabu made the medieval city map generator, so accuracy is important.
You said the wrong thing. Unsubscribe.
No. Good thing I don't have a YouTube channel.
I'm gonna cancel you on Twitter.com.
Good thing I don't have one anymore. In any case, there are a couple buildings nearby that you could probably find a way inside, but there are streets that lead deeper into the castle town that you could probably use to get somewhere. Unfortunately, you didn't see Rida. You did hear a crashing noise coming from that direction because of Deadeye, but other than that, you were told to bring Luxio to the stockades, which obviously you're not doing, but...
Oh, I have a question. Did Ryder, you checked on Ralph so fast. Were you aware of Luxio?
I saw that he was carrying a Pokemon under his arm. That's all they really saw before they just walked away.
Fair enough.
Is there anywhere in particular, Ralph, anything that you're looking for is like a way to get out of the open?
The narrowest, like, fucking street I can find.
Okay, the narrowest street you can find is a little side street. Not terribly far away.
Yeah, we'll go into this little side street, and we'll keep moving, like, slowly, but I try to look like I'm marching with a purpose and like have the grip. That way, if anyone looks down, they just see, yes, I'm escorting a prisoner. But and we'll go in. Yeah, so Mr. Pango Django sent us to check on you guys actually, but then we got pulled into the whole plague thing, and then turns out that there's the Nido King. Actually, I don't know that it's a Nido King yet. Is that shared with me? Anyway. Then it turns out there's, this Nido King, and yada yada. Anyway, I don't know where my other guys are, but I heard a big crash over there, so I probably one of us. We're not super subtle. What about the rest of your team?
Well, Team Cheer's never been all that subtle in my experience. I hope Brooke is doing okay. Last thing I remember, I zapped him to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, I died.
You're not there. She can't hear you. You can't make her feel worse than she already does.
I'm a ghost type now.
She looks around, ears perking up, and you notice her eyes glowing a bit as she stares at the various buildings that you're passing. We should probably get somewhere safe. I know a way we can go, but there's probably guards that are going to be patrolling. Have you gotten any stealthier since you evolved, Ralph?
Yeah, well, I'm a purple Snorlax, so that's,
Right.
I mean, I'll try.
He's good at helping other people hide.
There's an old shop 3 blocks away from here. We should be able to get into its cellar, no problem. I hope. And she'll try to point you in the right direction, generally speaking, while letting you take the lead, because she understands her role in this is to at least pretend to be caught.
Yes, I will escort her. Whenever I think anyone's watching, I'll be a little rougher, but...
Strangely, you don't see that many citizens in the castle town itself. At least not yet. But that might also have to do with the royal address that's happening soon. But you make a turn, and unfortunately your narrow street becomes a bit wider.
Well, I'll just keep acting like I'm supposed to be leaving her.
And we are going to bounce over to Tucker and Brooke, because you two are trying to get past the wall.
Also, I want to answer, Tubby, you asked about whether you knew it was the Nido King net. I think Tucker obviously saw them, but didn't immediately place them. Did describe them, though. It could be a reasonable assumption that it's a Nido King now.
There was a lot of description in a prior session. I believe I had Brooke do a specific role because they were a trainer previously, but I think they failed
Yeah, I did not quite get there.
I don't know what Ralph. I don't know if Ralph wrote for that. Can't remember.
I mean, I do have all of my human memories, so...
Yeah, you're in a pretty good place to be able to peg down a Pokemon, probably. If this rains.
I have no memory of anyone figuring out what Pokemon it was, even though it was...
Yeah. I remember people mentioning, Nidoking, but I was like, out of character.
Yeah, chat was like, oh, it's totally this, and it's like,
Being aware of trying not to metagame is a bitch.
It can be hard sometimes.
Yeah. As players and storyteller, we know exactly what this is. As characters, we have no idea. But yes. Tucker and Brooke, what are you two going to do? The latest patrol has just passed.
I can say that Tucker, seeing that patrol has passed and it's okay for right now, he doesn't immediately move from the side of the wall, especially when sounds of commotion on the other side of the wall are being heard. He exchanges looks with Brooke. Doesn't speak, obviously, just don't want to alert the patrol that just passed. But he does exchange look with Brooks and looks to see what Brooke wants to do, of course.
Brooke is going to hop down from the roof and join Tucker.
Alright.
And I saw Ralph go into the door, right?
Tucker will
I'm
not.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had eyes on everyone, basically.
Yeah,
Tucker definitely
Brooke-
saw it.
Brooke, at least Brooke, and I think probably also Tucker saw Ralph go through the service door. You two also know that there are murder holes along the parapet. Vertically speaking, they're a bit high for either of you to like reach and see in. Brooke, you could have seen through them through the nearest one being on the roof, but there's no telling what's in there.
Right. Brooke will ask Tucker, or say to Tucker, I think we're the last two out here. You think we can sneak our way in? Shadow sneak, I mean.
I can't remember. What are the rules for Shadow Sneak when I don't have an eye on the location I'm going to?
You can try, since it's based on nearby shadows.
Last time I tried to use connection to sneak to Ralph, I believe, when we were in the prison.
Yes. So it's doable. It is very doable. Because Shadow Sneak is not as visually based, given the various descriptions that we've made of it over the campaign. Teleport is much easier within visual distance, as is using Shadow Sneak, but their mechanics differ due to the methodology behind them.
I'd also like Brooke to assist, since he's a ghost type. That's a ghost move, if I'm not mistaken.
That is true.
Brooke may attempt to assist.
All right. Tucker will respond. I think so. I mean, I don't know what's on the other side, so it'll be a bit of guesswork. Should I try to lean us towards another member of our group?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Who would be the best person to make contact with?
That'd be up to Brooke, I think.
I was actually going to say, who is foremost in Brooke's mind right now?
I think that would be Rita. Because Rita is obviously on a warpath right now.
Fair.
Not D? You're not wondering what happened to D and Liar?
Well, D can take care of himself, but
I kid.
that is a good point.
All right.
I might roll for this.
It's always a way to do it when you're not sure.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going with Rita.
Okay.
Okay.
Tucker will nod when Brooke decides who to pick, and urge them both over to the same shadow that he was previously hiding in, since it still works very well for that. And Tucker will make sure that Brooke is holding on to him in some way before using connection first, I suppose, and then Shadow Sneak second. So
go
maybe,
ahead.
should be, what do you think, empathy or sympathy for this one? I'm thinking sympathy.
I was going to say, roll for sympathy, and then with a +2 because of Brooke assisting you.
Okay.
And then you can roll Shadow Sneak after.
Okay, let's see here then.
I also use this opportunity to try and learn how to use this move.
Oh,
You
yeah,
may
definitely.
observe Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker's not exactly like rushing the move since the patrol has passed. There is a reason to hurry, but there is definitely time taken enough that Brooke can observe the move. Also, wow, that's a good roll. To be fair, I upped my vitality, and that only affects this roll quite good. That is an 8.
All right. You've got a pretty good lock on Rita. It's also fairly easy because Rita is on the warpath, as Brooke has put it so eloquently.
It's probably kind of easy to feel their emotions, because I think they got a bit, like, brewing being back here, if I recall, so... probably easier to open a connection with them in that sense, too. Alright, Shadow Sneak. This will be not a +2, just a normal, right?
Yes, just a normal.
Okay.
And I've added a learning tick for Shadow Sneak. For Brooke.
Nice.
Hooray.
I need more ghost moves.
That is a 6.
Yeah, go stab. So, Tucker, you take the shadow ribbon hands that you've got, and you sort of pull the shadow at the foot of the wall wider, and you end up nudging Brooke in first, and then hop in after him, making sure that he's hanging on or you keep contact.
Yep.
And
I was going to say, he probably needs a little more room.
As the both of you go down, there is that moment of in-between. Like you're in water or floating in the air, but you're not, in this vast, dark space. And when you look up to find your exit point, normally those pools of light that make for the shadows in the normal world, you see what almost looks like a sea of violet stars above you.
Oh.
Before your connection with Rida pulls you towards an opening. If I can select you both. And you pop out underneath Rida, ending up fouling whatever walking they were doing at the time.
Surprise.
Oh, wow. I thought it'd be in the ballpark around them, not right on top of them. Eeh.
Rida, you are now standing on Brooke's shoulders.
You know what's really funny about this? Is Ryda's still disguised with all these crystals, so they just look up and see a crystallized Ryda on top of them.
Oh. Also, I want to add one note. I think Brooke can respond to this, but I do want to add one note for Brooke. Since the ghost type moves are super effective against ghost types, experiencing somebody else's Shadow Sneak probably feels a little tingly for Brooke, I would say. Little pins and needles, kind of, maybe. Being in that sort of transitionary space made by, well, not yourself, basically.
In the ghost zone.
Eee.
Brooke will look at Rida and raise a brow and say, "Sit rep."
Ryda will quickly jump off of Brooke's shoulders and look towards them, just expressing, "I still have my consciousness."
Good enough. Do you know where we're going?
I'm still to determine which approach, but heading more westward into the city.
And the rest of the team?
I saw Ralph moments ago carrying Luxio, is it?
A Luxio, yes.
Yes, okay.
Luxio.
Carrying a Luxio.
I wonder if Shink's involved then. Well, that's good. If we've made contact with Team Mischief.
Brooke, internally, the idea that Shink's involved fills you with some sort of dread, and you don't know why.
Brooke shivers slightly.
Could I interject?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Tucker is, well, immediately checking the surroundings. Tucker's been very alert about random denizens coming upon them, especially after knocking a pot over, which I just realized, by the way. Last session, knocking the pot over and then just scaring and letting everybody else deal with the consequences. That was a really cat-like thing that Tucker did. just breaking something off the shelf and then leaving immediately, quickly. But yeah, so Tucker does pay attention to the conversation those two are having, though, and looks and definitely focuses onto the conversation when Luxio is mentioned, and especially when Brooke points out that Shinx may have evolved. And Tucker expresses, wait, that might be them. Do you know which direction Ralph was in?
Ryder will point over in the direction they saw Ralph last.
It essentially southward along the wall.
We should probably regroup, but what's your plan?
I intend to keep moving further west. If there is a large enough crowd already forming, I would have joined it to see the announcement. If not, I would head to the kingdom, the castle itself.
Tucker thinks for a second, then responds, well, I mean, both goals sound sensible. You two could go. I could probably shadow sneak Ralph back to us once I find him.
It would be, if we're... if Ride is trying to blend in, it might be better if they go alone.
Agreed.
But we'll need some signal to contact each other. Any ideas?
I'm sure Ralph or Tucker can create a telepathic connection of sorts.
All right.
Tucker nods. That'd work, I think.
Rook will then kneel and look at Rida and say, "You're not alone. Remember, we're here to help you."
Yes, of course.
Okay. Be careful.
They give a nod.
I guess I should find D. I kind of threw him over the wall.
As you all are discussing this, you can hear what sounds like distant cheering coming from that direction.
Ryder will take that as a sign of giving Brooke and Tucker a nod as they head off.
Brooke won't stop him.
Following down this road.
Rida is continuing to head west-northwest. Brooke and Tucker, what are you two doing?
I think we'll start heading towards the direction that Ralph went, while kind of keeping an eye out for where D might have landed.
In that case, Tucker would offer to Brooke, I could try to sniff him out if you like.
That would be great.
Alright. Tucker will raise nose to the air and use, Odor Sleuth on trying to detect either Deadeye or Liar, knowing their sense at this point.
Go for it.
Okay. Ozone and smell flowers. Yeah, those are two distinct smells, I guess. That's a 5. It occurs to me that Tucker has a lot of, GPS abilities, like, locations, finding finding a destination, going to destination. Radar.
I'd normally try to judge where he tossed him, but Brooke probably lost his sense of direction in the shadow sneak. You kinda did. Which is illustrated by the fact that, Tucker, you sniff around and you can smell the scent of ozone behind you. It looks like, unintentionally, when shooting for Ryda, you both ended up overshooting Deadeye and Liar.
It actually is observable that when Tucker is doing the sniffies and picking up on that direction, he does actually look a little confused, like, oh wow, I went further than I meant to, basically. Yeah. Tucker will actually raise a forepot and do a nose point thing towards the general direction of Deadeye, who's honestly, their ozone, given their power levels, their ozone is probably the most detectable thing. So, Tucker will briefly just silently do a pointer dog pose before stopping that pose and saying, I think they're over there.
Brooke chuckles and Tucker gets a pat as he heads that direction.
All right. You two head towards where Deadeye crashed into a building. Ralph.
Andy?
Luxio starts leading you around a couple of buildings. Like, you're a little big to sneak around the way that she can, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So she's trying to consider that, and she's being relatively quiet. Her eyes have been glowing this whole time, but they're starting to look a little bit bloodshot. You also hear the cheering from the northern direction.
That must be the king in a dress ceremony.
What? She blinks a few times, her eyes stop glowing.
Alright, so here the king's gonna be in a dress.
Are you talking about the royal address?
Yeah, the royal in a dress.
And she takes you down a turn that leads further away from that noise, surprisingly. You notice that you're actually getting closer to the castle when you briefly look up. Ralph, that's when the king is going to talk to everyone.
Yeah, I know, I'm being funny. Funny. King in a dress. Yeah, lighten up. I guess we can't lighten up until we win. I'm actually really scared. I just, use humor to defuse.
No, I get it. I just, it's... A lot has happened. Ow. And she keeps one of her eyes shut. But you do come to a little corner building that looks like at one point or another it had been some sort of bookstore.
This place.
She does another brief look around. Her eyes flicker a bit as she attempts to see something or other before she has to shut them, her ears flattening back. I think we're safe. Can you open the door? I can't see anything.
Yeah, I will open the door.
There's a shoot.
That door sounds terrible.
Sounds like a yeah, it's creaking like a coughing door.
Yeah, it's a purple door with a coughing design on it. Sure.
I don't know. I was just riffing on you for coughing mid sound effect.
I can't help it. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go in there.
Gosh, I nearly started coughing again. All right. I might not be able to do sound effects, darn it.
It's okay, drink
As
some
you
water.
open the door, and I've been drinking water, darn it. As you duck in and Luxio sort of pads inside, the air smells incredibly stale and musty. There's something that looks like a weird lamp off to the side at like a booth table of some description that must have been for customers to like read. It's got like tubes and stuff on it.
Alright.
But once she can properly see again, it only takes a minute before she's blinking and does a cute little feline sneeze because of dust
Nice.
being so close to floor level. One thing you do notice, Ralph, is that yeah, there are still books on some of the shelves, but they aren't super filled out. But the dust is mostly accumulated on the shelves themselves.
So the books have been missing a hot minute.
Yeah, the books have been missing for a hot minute, but also, like, the floor does not have nearly as thick a layer of dust as the rest of it.
Alright, so people have been traversing here.
Yep, and she leads you to another room. And it looks like this may have been a living space for the shop owner at one point or another. It's a smidgen cramped for you since you were on the larger side of things, and this was probably a place made for smaller or more average size Pokemon.
Do be there.
But she pulls aside this dull, kind of ratty sort of rug that must have been moldering for years to get that color. It's more green than red and yellow. And reveals a cellar door, or a trap door of sorts. Down here.
Yeah, ready. I will follow her down.
You open the hatch, and Luxia waits for you to squeeze your way in. And it is a minor squeeze, unfortunately for you, but it's nothing you're not used to at this point. And as she follows you, she goes through great efforts to try and toss the rug back over this door as you go down into a cellar. And the air down here is different. It's not stale in the same way. It's... Pardon me, my throat is being a problem.
It's alright. Take your time.
It's stale in that it's the same air that's been down here for a while. But it doesn't smell of like must or mold or anything like that. And you can see down this cellar passageway, there is what looks to be light further in. Alright, I need to take a drink of water if I'm going to do her voice. Oh, good. maybe she's home. And Luxio bounds down the dark stone cellar passageway, her paw pads echoing on things slightly. And as you follow after her, you see this cellar opens up, and it's on like a decline, but looks like it's been manually dug out way wider than it used to be. And there are crates and supplies and a makeshift table with what looks like a map of the castle town on it. There are admittedly rusty and worn out weaponry, but weaponry nonetheless. And also a number of Pokemon.
Is this some sort of resistance?
I don't know. You tell me, big guy.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a resistance.
And sitting on a box next to the table with the city map is a Tora cat with the most deadpan expression and a ginormous witch's hat on.
Ooh. Really?
And
yeah.
Instead of like stars or bats or anything on it, there's bombs and fire and like
great.
fire with evil faces.
Okay,
Yeah,
you just made Nikki get a little more interested in the game right now.
Oh man. Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, that's a nice hat. And I know a thing or two about nice hats, and I'll take mine.
Thanks, I stole it from the Delphox that's patrolling the wall.
Hardcore. Anyway, me and the rest of my team are here.
Great. We could have used your help a month ago.
Well, we're here now.
I don't think that's very fair. I'm only teasing. It's not like they could have known. None of us knew. And Ralph, when she says that, you notice that most of the Pokemon here, a good number of them are bandaged. Some of them have small amounts of crystal growth on them, but every single one that you can see right now has a Pioneer badge.
Oh. Very nice.
Or at the very least, an organization badge of some kind.
Okay, so yeah, because some of the people here are going to be like knights and shit.
Yeah, there are a couple of badges that look like they're a winged sword over a shield. There's a couple of Pioneer badges like your own. Most of them are of lower rank than your own.
They finally sent in the big guns. Hell yeah.
There is a Chansey specifically that has a badge that's a golden cross with a diamond halo on it. And they look especially beat up. They have no crystal on them, but they're currently just sleeping in the corner in what must be an amount of discomfort, because there's nothing about this place that looks comfortable.
Yeah. Anyway, after like a little bit of looking around, I'm gonna like just straight up ask her. So, what's wrong with your eyes? I am noticing that.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with them. It just, Tora, how to explain?
I don't know that I believe you, but go ahead.
She evolved not terribly long ago. So she's having trouble getting into the groove with her X-ray powers.
Ah. Neat.
It's been useful in keeping us safe, but when she overuses it, it hurts her eyes. If she keeps going like this, she's going to need glasses or she'll go blind. I'm not going to go blind. Luxio and Luxray have excellent vision. It's why we can see through walls. She pouts slightly.
That's a pretty cool power. I can break through walls, but seeing through them, that sounds pretty good too.
Technically, her dad can see your entire internals if he wants. Yeah, but that's super rude.
Oh man. Be like, did you eat the last cookie from the cookie jar? No. I can see your lying.
Gross. Wouldn't it be mush?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my dad would use it like that. You can count every cookie in a cookie jar, though, just by looking at it.
That's funny.
Well, if we're done making jokes, it's good that you're here, but where's everyone else? Don't tell me you're all that's left.
Oh, no. We're all here. Right starts right into the thick of it. Pretty sure Ryder wants Kingy's head on a platter, and they're not gonna stop until they have it. And the rest of us are bringing up the rear. I just kind of faked my way in. I told them I was a soldier. They probably know I'm not by now, but it worked out.
He broke one of Sis's shades. Oh, yeah, they definitely know that something happened. As a side note, I do believe they know who Ryda is. If only because there was a brief point where Purloin would have met Ryda before going on the medical assistance mission.
I think you're right. Good memory.
I distinctly remember that Purloin was at the Pioneering Club before doing that, and y'all were there and heard about it.
Alright.
And yes,
So-
I'm pretty sure that's what she paid you.
So did Purloin get turned or mind controlled or?
I guess mind control is the closest thing. This is not a disease.
Yeah, we figured that out.
The Chansey lifts one hand, their eyes open and squint as if they're going to say something, and then they just lower it when Torracat continues and go back to whatever resting they're doing. Yeah, everybody found out the hard way. And we can't exactly leave.
Yeah, at least not ethically, I suppose.
Well, all of us are exposed in some way or another. And anyone obviously showing crystals, they're a danger.
Yes.
We all sort of understand that. Big
Yeah, we'll
sis.
take a very deep breath at that and nod.
Big sis, she got caught once. And you don't gotta talk about it. Bottom line is, Purloin isn't in her right mind anymore. And we'd like to save her, if we can. We have to save her! You know we have to, Tora. And Luxio begins to tear up. Look, Luxio. It's not that I don't want to save her. But if we can't figure out a way to counteract everything, all this crystal nonsense, I mean, even if we kill the king, which her Torracat saying that causes some minor murmuring among the other resistance members. There's no guarantee that everything's going to go back to normal. Which,
Ralph breathing through his nose a little bit, not in like anger, but in I can't make the noise, but like, yeah.
Ted sleep.
No, noticeable distress, and he's very obviously trying not to show that thought is quite uncomfortable. We'll fix it. We're gonna fix it, and we're all gonna go home.
Herline said the same thing. And now she's holed up in the castle as a new squire.
I'm gonna hole up that castle already. Slap my belly. As in, punch holes into it.
Good luck. I have tried. And I am not the only one. I hate to say it, Ralph, but we've tried attacking the castle before. The only reason that Tora and I haven't gotten crystalled yet is because of my vision and because of Perlin. In case you haven't noticed, most everyone else is infected at least a little bit. Honestly, it's a minor miracle you didn't get infected.
Yeah, I nod. Yeah, I've been taking it pretty seriously, and it'll kind of scratch the back of my head. Pretty aggressive the few times I had to fight on my way over here.
You didn't fight one of the knights, did you? A tie rogue that's bandaged up. They've got like a patch over one eye, bandages that cover effectively half their face. Like, they look more like a mummy than a tie rogue. But they stand up and hobble over, and you can hear the crystal clinking from their bodily movements.
I'm gonna nod. Yeah, we did. It was a night, and like a whole small town on the way up here was infected. It wasn't pretty. We had to fight our way through that.
Halfcliff. Everybody had to go through that. It wasn't that bad when I came through. And it wasn't as bad as when I went through as when Nurse Celerity went through. The Chansey, eyes still closed, just waves briefly, then lowers their arm.
I'll nod. I'm not sure there's anyone still, wave his hand over his face, left.
Well, that's the fate for those of us that are sent to keep watch. And they tug at some bandages on their side and their leg, and you can see that they're about as covered in crystal as one of the infected civilians that you fought in Halfcliff. I'm too weak for the king to see through me. But I'm a good early warning system. When he wants to take control and give you orders, you can't fight it.
Let's see.
Put your bandages back on and start resting, Robespierre. What's the point? You could have tossed me out already. Yes, and you know way too much, and we can just keep you safely in a box if you become a zombie on us. She's being blunt about it, but she does have a point. The Tyro shrugs sort of helplessly and goes to get help putting their bandages back on. There's this... You finally understand what about this air feels a little bit different aside from being stale. There's this undercurrent of relative hopelessness among the Pokemon here. Some of them have been fighting for who knows how long, and they are down here in a cellar.
Yeah. Yeah,
Waiting
like not
for-
even sure what to do next, waiting for a miracle, more or less.
Pretty much. As you can see, yeah, we don't exactly have a plan right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't either. But yeah, we're here.
The royal address is going to be happening soon. Are you sure there isn't any chance? 110% positive. All the royal guard are out in force right now. We just get captured. Like it looks like you did. I almost got away. I mistook one of the shades for her. Even if it was her, Luxio, she wouldn't... Alright, come here. And Toracat goes over and her bell begins to glow in a weird, like, blue-purple flame for a few moments, and then the bindings on Luxio just snap off and fall heavily to the floor. You're lucky Ralph isn't a real guard or you'd be in the stockade. Then we'd have to go rescue you, and you know that wouldn't go well. I'm sorry.
It was really fun to pretend to be a real guy, though.
And I bet they somehow believed you.
Oh yeah, I'm super convincing. I'm a great actor.
The two teammates share a look, and they smile. A couple of the other Resistance members chuckle at Ralph's general confidence in himself, or perhaps at the general incompetence of the guards.
Yeah, let's see here. You said every one of the guards will be at the Kingredhydra ceremony. That means there should only be about a 40% shot that Ryda attacks on site. Yeah, give or take.
Great. In which case, we probably need to go to the address. Assuming she knows about it anyway. I wouldn't doubt it. It's the talk of the town. And if she hasn't been captured yet, she's probably heading for the palace anyway.
Yeah. I mean, he can teleport, so...
That's not gonna save them. Alright. It's your turn to mind the base, Luxio. What? But I can be useful. I can still see through walls and stuff. You've been doing that for days at a time. Sit here, get some rest, let Nurse Celerity look at you. The Chansey waves again.
I wave back.
Keep an eye on Robespierre in case he turns and we have to put him into the zombie box. The Torcat gestures with her head towards a crate that's literally just got this green painted Z on it. You know, keep people's spirits up. You're good at that. Aww. But you're gonna go out there and blow stuff up like you usually do. I know, I'm a great distraction. Besides, we need to get Ralph together with all the rest of his team. They're our best bet. I guess.
Yeah, we're...
Good. And Torcat hops up onto Ralph's shoulder.
After all, we're the gold ring. It's time to show him the power of gold. I guess
Ralph.
he's being he already knows the power of gold.
Ralph, love the confidence, but we could really use a diamond team around now. Or a miracle. And trust me, I've tried to work a miracle. I've put everything I can find into my cauldron. I've just ended up making more explosive goop.
No, I mean, explosive goop is usually good for getting out of situations. You know, blow people up, blow walls up, blow buildings up. Alright, let's go.
Castellan says the goop is called thermite. Luxio helpfully chimes in. Yeah, whatever. I don't care what Castellan says. It's explosive goop. Don't take away the magic witchiness of what I do. Anyway, Torcat will gesture with one paw down a passage that is lit with some crude torches, as that is how they have light down here, is torches and old lanterns. If we head this way, we should be able to find a passage that'll take us closer to the stockades.
Alright.
Hopefully your friends will be nearby.
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
Any one of us is usually pretty easy to follow.
You know, that doesn't sound like the best thing right now. And we're going to swap perspectives back to Brooke and Tucker.
Okay. Yes, Nikki appreciates witch cats. Good see.
Which cat?
Witch cat.
Yes, so Brooke and Tucker are heading over to where Deadeye crashed.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you two are splitting up as well.
Nope, I don't think that's the
No,
plan.
not a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. Good, I don't need to do even more separate scenes.
This is why we don't split the party.
Oops. Oh, wow. Somebody unlocked this at some point. Oh, this relock it. I was wondering why I could mouse over it. Alright, there we go.
Right. So, you two head back a little bit down the street, and you find a building that very clearly has its roof partially caved in. And it must have been recent. However, the door into this building is open.
This recent cave-in, we heard it, right? That was one of the sounds earlier.
Yes, you would have heard the roof cave in earlier.
Mm-hmm. In that case, Tucker will look around to see if anybody that they don't want to be running into perhaps also wants to investigate that. But does notice that seems to be the roof that caved in. It's probably possible to notice some extra dust kicked up and such, too, to make it pretty easy to tell.
Both of you may make an insight survival alert check.
Let's see. Six.
Six and 3. So, as you are skulking about near this building, you do notice on one of the nearby rooftops, it looks like there is an archer that is peering into the roof hole with their bow out and ready. And you can hear the sounds of shuffling movement inside.
I assume that was, I think those observations is what Tucker had, but not Brooke. Or did Brooke get to see that too?
Brooke can hear the shuffling, but did not notice the archer right away.
Upon noticing the archer, Tucker will immediately tap Brooke's thigh and point with a paw before ducking a bit. He probably says, "Don't split the party. You guys always split the party." We do have a tendency.
How high up is this roof? The roof is about 15 feet up. You may attempt to stealthily mantle up behind the archer. Please give me a Dex survival stealth first and foremost.
Can I also roll that? Because Tucker may want to do an assist. Not following Brooke, but doing something else that would require that roll.
Certainly. You may also stealth.
Yay.
Good thing for Lucky Chan. That's a 4.
And that's a 5. should I explain what Tucker wanted to do?
I'm gonna handle Brooke first.
Okay.
So, Brooke, give me a strength, survival, athletic to climb up.
Let's see how he does on that. He's not very athletic, though. Let's see how it goes. Need to work out more. That's a good roll.
That is a good roll. Alrighty. What was Tucker going to do?
Initially Tucker was simply ducking to not be seen by the archer, but when he sees what Brooke is doing, wanting to climb up behind the archer, to help Brooke with that, he will basically note the angle which Brooke's climbing, and then basically Tucker wants to find using and throw just a rock using one of his dark ribbons in the direction where the archer would be really focused, looking away from where Brooke is.
All right. Give me a smart contest allure.
Okay.
We can also swap to L17 when people get a chance. I'm going to switch it up a bit.
Okay, L17. That is a 5.
All right, Tucker. You were able to grab some, a loose cobblestone from the road that's been broken up enough that your dark ribbons can lift it up easily, and you huck it down the street so that it clacks and clatters on the stone, unfortunately off in the direction of Rida, not that the archer would see them at this point. But the archer does take notice of this, and they lift up their bow within a crystalline arrow drawn, just in time for Brooke to get up behind them. Brooke, what are you going to do to this poor soul?
And for everybody's advanced context, because we have some new viewers here, all the crystalline Pokemon have become ground type by the effects, so it doesn't even necessarily matter too much what type they are, or what type of Pokemon they normally are.
Yes, which makes my life much easier, so I'm not describing every single varied citizen of this kingdom.
Oh, I actually... there we go. I'll say it later.
Silently convert... Oh, no, you're not... You're breaking it away from, Scale Sword. Okay. Sad, but necessary. Brooke silently converts his sword back into a knife, grabs the guy's mouth from behind, and Assassin Creeds him, which is a very, interesting way to say that you deal with the problem permanently.
Tucker silently winces, but understands the job was done stealthily.
There is no noise, no struggle. You just do it, and they go limp in your grip.
How do you solve your problems? Assassin's Creed, says Brooke, or God of War, says Ralph.
And Brooke lays them down and scans for anyone else nearby. So, keeping your previous... Actually, give me another Insight Survival Alert. I don't want to make you keep the last one.
That's very fair. That's a lot better.
That is a lot better. So, you spot through the hole in the roof that the archer was looking through. There are two infected, lesser guards to an extent. They've got some ramshackle armor on over bits that haven't been crystallized. Essentially, citizen guard that have been infected that seem to be searching around inside the building at the moment. They have not noticed you at all. But as you do scan around, you see patrolling north of the building cluster down another street is a knight. They do not appear to have an entourage with them, though, so perhaps they're part of this group and searching around.
I guess I can note that Tucker's staying close to the building of interest, basically, during most of this.
Are you near the open door?
No, since we don't know what's inside.
Okay.
So for the moment, staying careful about getting seen by whoever's inside, too. In case it's not Deadeye and Liar, because there is that possibility in Tucker's fight. Though, notably, Tucker is trying to keep a line of sight on Brooke.
Brooke holds up two fingers towards Tucker, indicating there are two enemies inside. He'll signal towards the door, punch his fist.
Oh, okay. Time for interpretation. Let's see. Okay. Tucker will... Alright. Tucker is going to nod, and to silently confirm, Tucker will slink over to the door, not rounding it to be visible yet, but get himself into a ready stance, as if he's ready to charge in. And then looks to Brooke again. Attack dog ready for breach of charge. Yeah, attack military dog.
When Brooke is ready, he leaps down into the hole to attempt to kill the nearest guard. Oh, when Tucker is ready, he'll leap down into the hole and then attempt to kill the nearest guard.
Okay, Tucker will simply, You know what? Yeah, Tucker will, before charging in, can I prep a Dark Pulse early just so it can be used faster?
Yeah, effectively readying in action.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just going to roll for its accuracy then, right now. Let's see.
Yeah, since you won't have to roll for charging in there. But you can see through what portion of the door you can peer through that there used to be a big old dining table in there. That's definitely in pieces on the floor.
Oh no, dinner is ruined. Welcome back, Hank.
Welcome back.
Okay, so with that's a good 5. So Tucker will immediately, after giving Brooke that luck, will charge in, letting Brooke, of course, act as he does so, and will go towards the nearest enemy that is inside. And basically we'll both run them down physically while using Dark Pulse to more or less try to choke them out, I guess, since that would be the most silent method of using it.
All right. Brooke, what are you doing to the infected guard that you are landing upon?
I think we've determined that the ribbons can use Dark Pulse directly, right? So I think that, yeah, physically charge down a guard and choke them out with the ribbons, augmenting them to be more, dangerous, basically.
What? No crunch? You don't want to crunch the neck?
That'll be the follow-up if necessary. Probably.
Brooke will land on him and stab him in the neck in the simple motion. Okay, so please roll accuracy for your weapon, which is Dex Survival Stealth, funnily enough.
I feel Brooke has definitely the more option for stealth kills here. I'm kind of Tucker's kind of charging in, so I don't know if it's still going to be probably a surprise attack though. Either way,
yes, they have no way to evade or defend from this. Y'all are catching them by surprise. That's fine. That's a 4. That's high critical, isn't it? I believe that's a crit for you.
Oh right, because if a move is high critical, that means it crits 1 dice earlier, right?
Yes. And if you have a high crit garment and a high critical move, it's 2 dice earlier.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That combines. That's cool.
Yep. So yes, it's possible to crit on 3 dice.
Wow.
If you get enough crit stacking.
Sounds like a decent build, actually.
Well, you still have to hit them.
That's true.
All right.
Oh, right. I just let's see.
The both of you may roll damage, and I understand that Tucker is being as non-lethal as possible, which is fine.
Not necessarily. It's a very forceful choke. It could break a neck. It depends, though. It depends on how strong they are. Basically, he doesn't know, so he's just going in full force.
I believe Tucker has also crit, by the way, which means 2 extra dice.
Okay, for attack. Okay. How many dice extra?
2.
2. Okay, 2 more on top of what I just rolled. So that is currently a 3, and now it is a 4.
They're just doing their jobs. They aren't evil. Says the psychopath running in full Grim Reaper mode going here.
Listen, Tucker is completely aware that Rhino will probably take out whoever if necessary. But so is Tucker. If it's necessary, Tucker will take people out. It's just Tucker would prefer to minimize casualties, but it doesn't mean that doesn't mean 0. That's not realistic.
Oh.
Also, another reason that Dark Pulse was used over Crunch is because of the extra flinch. In case non-lethal can be possible, that might help. So.
To wit, please roll your status chances.
Alright. Razorfin gives me a 3rd one, so I can roll 3. Ah! I thought I was going to roll a 4, but it switched to 6 in the last second. Or 3. Haha!
Alright, so Tucker, the one in your grip, as your ribbons wrap around them and start choking them out, they are not done. They are not done at all, unfortunately. But you do have them in your grip and you are choking them out. Brooke, the guard you land on crumples and you stab them with Diamond Shard. And they aren't immediately killed, but they do start, grabbing at their neck where you stab them, and they have begun to bleed out. They will probably not survive very long. They are, however, making a small amount of noise. Gosh, this is not the music for this, but it's what we've got.
That's fine. It's not. It's kind of more neutral music, I'd say. So
Just a casual tavern brawl. That's all this is.
Yes, you two have surprised them, so if you want to go again, feel free to roll accuracy on a second stab, Brooke. And, Tucker, I won't make you roll accuracy for Dark Pulse, but if you want to roll damage again, you may.
okay, yeah. Yeah, think as Tucker's learned at this point too. He's not the strongest party member. That's why non-lethal's act with a focus towards flinch was a thing, because one-shotting is not necessarily Tucker's sort of skill set. So, but the flinch probably helps a bit.
It does.
One? Oh no.
Thankfully, that's all you need, Brooke. You perform a finishing stab where you are fairly certain the heart is, and they go still underneath you.
Okay. I will roll the damage again. Let's see. Does it still apply the extra dice?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I'm counting it as a never fail hit.
Yeah. Okay, 4. And Tucker is making a focus to basically wrap around their neck, so even if they aren't stopping, they can't make a lot of noise right now.
It's not a lot of noise, but there is, like, the unpleasant gasping noise of, someone being choked out. But they do, after a few moments, go limp in the grip of your dark ribbons. And do you let go?
After another 4 or so seconds to make sure that they're not just faking it.
Okay, so it's not like you're holding it for another full minute.
Not enough to eliminate, not enough to kill them, but enough to make sure that they are actually unconscious.
All right. When you let go of them, of course, they crumple. But as you're focusing on them, it does appear as though they start breathing again. So they are down and out, but not dead.
Okay. Tucker will look over to the aftermath of Brooks, and he will quietly say, because they don't know what else is in the vicinity, he'll quietly note, this one's down but not out.
Brooks sighs, feeling a little shaky, not quite used to being an assassin. But he takes a deep breath before whispering, "There's a knight outside, probably commanding this group. We'll have to move quickly before they get back. D, you in here?" And as you wait for a response, you hear none. Just the creaking of a battered and broken building. You feel like Deadeye was probably smart enough to leave as soon as he got his bearings.
Through the cave in a roof? That kind of makes sense. I have a slightly important question. It probably doesn't matter too much, but when Tucker surprised the particular guard that is now unconscious, did Tucker manage to catch them from behind and thus not really get seen too well?
Yes.
Okay, good. Which means even if they wake up, they're not going to immediately know who did that. So
I assume you waited to charge in until it was advantageous for you.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Like, I feel like if you wanted to charge in headlong, regardless of, the positioning of the guards in there, you would have let me know.
Also, Also, Tucker, being a quadruped, it's possible to very swiftly charge in while staying very low to the ground, so you're just kind of like, what the heck is that on the ground? You can't really look at it very quickly.
Might have seen me jump on his friend while he choked out. Oh yes, definitely. Assuming that their vision wasn't impaired by being choked out.
It's notable, by the way. I guess I should note this: that when Tucker notes the unconsciousness and not death of that guard, he's certainly giving Brooke an opening to coup de grace them if Brooke wants to. But it's just kind of obvious that Tucker is not interested in lethality if he doesn't have to do it.
Figured he had left quickly. Let's move, Brooke says. Keep your nose out.
Tucker,
And the two of you slink out of the building, and you can hear the hefty armored footsteps of the knight slowly approaching from that direction. And you can still hear the vague sounds of distant cheering coming from the northern area.
Tucker will note that. Does anybody know what direction? I guess we do. I guess Brooke and Tucker do know what direction, like, the courtyard is, though, right? Because Ryder was heading that way.
Yeah, Ryder just said they were heading west and towards the castle, so you can at least vaguely assume that that's probably where things are going down.
I just been noticing the cheering doesn't seem to be at the courtyard. Out of character, I mean.
Correct. It does not appear to be in that open space you have yet to see.
I find that interesting. But yeah, Tucker will probably assume that is the courtyard of it. Tucker will keep his nose out, also. Makes sense that Deadeye's hard to track, actually. He's pretty experienced. Should I do another odor sleuth as we scamper out of this area?
What direction are you two going?
That's ultimately up to Brooke. He's following Brooke's lead since they got a scamper.
I figure I better ask that first, because you can try and follow a scent, but if you stick around, you're probably going to fight a knight, which I know you don't want to do.
With all their AoE abilities and their ability to influence others around, other crystal infected around them, yeah.
Well, would be alone now. But it is just the two of you, which is not optimal.
True. I think it could very quickly snowball into others being involved, other crystal guards being involved.
Generally southward, away from the knight. Alright.
Okay.
In which case, you'll probably be heading down this way. But yes, Tucker, you may odor sleuth.
Okay.
And I'm going to bounce briefly over to Ryda. We can't forget the main character of this arc.
So about heading to that summons or whatever, there's been a change of plans.
Oh no?
So as Ryda's making their way there, they sort of contemplate to themselves how exactly they plan on taking this guy out, whether that be chucking their scythe from the crowd, maybe running up and teleporting him from the sky. And then it sort of occurs to them that, yeah, if they do any of this, they will certainly die. Which, that thought doesn't really bother them. But what does is the fact that if they do, then they can't get answers as to what exactly happened here. Why is this guy in charge? What happened to their mistress? And what happened to them? Which sort of slows them down to a stop. Where they think on, if they want answers, they won't be there. They'd be in the castle. So, they're gonna head that way.
I see. So, you stop at this intersection, And you briefly note there is a crystal growth, I've marked it with purple, coming out of the corner of this cluster of buildings. And you can see that there's at least one archer up there, but you're pretty sure you glimpsed something else as well. But they're not paying you any mind, so it seems your illusion is doing its work.
I figured such.
Would you mind pinging me the next intersection you will be headed towards in going toward the castle?
So I'm currently at this one.
Yes.
Then it'd probably be this one.
Okay, so you are heading further west first. Got it.
Yes.
Perfect. So you make your way, calm as can be, down the street between buildings. And as you head further this way, the cheering gets louder, and you start seeing a number of citizenry and even a couple of gathered lower town guards that are grouping up over here. And it looks like there's sort of almost like a wall of people around here and a procession of knights coming down the street from the gate. There's a whole show going on in that direction. And I would like you to give me an insight survival alert.
Alright.
Just to see what you see at this distance.
Surely I don't spot anything too unsavory.
Four. On a 4, you can't quite make out who it is past the crowd at this distance, but there is a hulking figure that walks among the procession. The only thing about them that you can really make out at this distance is that it looks like they have a hammer.
Oh, really? You don't say. Gee,
Oh,
that's
cool
interesting. Oh no.
I guess the hammer means something.
We'll just pocket that over here in this corner and try to ignore it.
Just pop them all straight over there.
All right. I take it you are now heading southward.
Yeah, they're gonna go this way and then probably cut over so it's that way.
So as you're moving through these streets, much closer to where the plaza is, you're passing by a variety of citizens moving to and fro. They're trying to get a good angle. And unfortunately, as you reach about this point, you get stymied by a pair of guards that are currently keeping back a number of citizens, telling them that no, this way is blocked. They'll have to find another way to get to the plaza. And given the crystal shields that they have on them, you can probably assume that these are knights, and there are 2 of them.
It's now time for the ploy. It might be.
The ploy. Elaborate for me, please.
Alright. So I came up with a ploy in my head, thinking upon the Ralph situation. If Ralph can do it, I'm sure Ryder can do it with some knowledge of the area, right? So Ryder's gonna walk up to the guards.
Okay. One of them appears to be a Gardevoir, who is in full plate armor with a big old shield and a scimitar, not a spear.
A simi.
Yes, a simi. Halt, citizen. This way is blockaded for royal procession. If you wish to reach the plaza, you must turn back and go elsewhere.
Ryder gives a bow. Pardon me. Pardon me, ma'am. I am a town's guard. I was requested by one of the scholars to bring some scrolls. I am looking for a way to pass through without intervening too much.
Give me a cool contest perform.
All right.
A lesson in audacity is right.
I had a thought. Like, sure, it's after what Ralph did. It's like, wow, it's really good that guards don't have like identifying like badges or pens or something. It's like you can just bluff it.
They all have crystals. What do they care?
Yeah, that's I guess at that point you're a little lax about it. That's standard. As long as you have crystal.
The other guard narrows their eyes. This one is a hypno that's got this big ol' honkin' helmet on that's got an extension over their nose to help protect it.
Everyone's busy because of the royal address. No one would have asked for scrolls at this time. Be gone with you, wastrel.
Ryder just does an exaggerated, like, hand snap motion. I had only intended on getting a better view. Alas, you saw through my ploy. And with that, they are going to walk away.
Darn, I don't have
As-
powers.
As you begin to walk away, the Gardevoir puts a hand on your shoulder and leans down. As kin, we advise you to come up with better. The next time you want to get back to the guard, get back through the guards. After all, you know lying to a knight has punishments. And then she lets you go. And returns to her post. Oh, yeah, these were the droids you were looking for. Have a good day.
DM just went, yeah, you just really messed that up. I'm going to give you a freebie. Nothing terrible happened this time.
The only reason they didn't get like clapped in irons and put in the stockade is because of the Gardevoir. Also, they were both psychic. They probably could have read your mind if they wanted to.
They don't have Ralph's capability of smooth talking. They're just gonna have to break in, I guess. Alright, we're going down to the south.
I tried the non-violent approach. It didn't work. I'm not ever trying it again.
So at this point, you would be going against any direction of Pokemon that would be going towards the plaza for the address. So I will ask you to do an insight, a dexterity survival stealth for me, please.
That's a good point, because you're kind of doing something that's... Well, everybody was told to gather, so you're doing the opposite of that.
Yes, because the guard are going to be a bit more prevalent as they patrol the outer areas. Well, that's the roll you would have needed. for persuading them. But
They're not good at talking, but they're good at stealthing.
yeah, you duck from like crevice to niche to side alley and manage to get your way just about here with view of the walls that surround the castle, and these are still relatively heavily guarded. They've got no fewer than 3 archers just on the one length of wall that you can look at right now. There is a knight up there that's patrolling between the gatehouse upper portion and the parapet, and who knows what else up there. But I'll give you time to think as we roll back to Tucker and Brooke, because Tucker did an Odor Sleuth earlier. Unfortunately, Tucker, as you take in the sense of the castle town, the sea air and the moistness of the cobblestone beneath you, the scent of wood and building material around you, the smell of ozone and flowers that you had been following seems to have grown fainter by heading towards the south.
Okay. Tucker will communicate this to Brooke. I don't know exactly where they are, but unfortunately, I think they're to the north. I think we're heading away from them. Tucker takes a moment to think and then also adds, maybe they'd be fine on their own for now, given the difficulties of going that direction. I think we're heading more towards where Ryder last knew Ralph to be. Green says Deadeye and Lyra will be fine. Well, it's clearly Deadeye knew how to make scares, so...
Pretty sure Deadeye is the fastest among all of you.
And, of course, Tucker would have faith that he'd take care of Lyra. But yeah, Tucker's having this moment of, yeah, actually, he's kind of hard to track. Like...
Brooke thinks for a moment. Dee's goal is at the castle. He'll probably be making his way that direction eventually. I think he can trust him to be okay. But this place is crawling with guards. He considers a moment before nodding. Alright, let's try to regroup with Ralph.
Tucker will nod. I'm sure Dee's got things for now. And I'm sure that Lyra will be okay in his hands.
Oh boy, I get to take the NPCs off the board and decide what happens to them off screen.
I wasn't even intending it out of character, but that does help you a little bit. And so south. What does things look like south?
So yeah, you guys are gonna head further south. Which intersection are you gonna go for? Out of those three, I didn't place it perfectly, but still.
Oh, you know what? Actually, one interjection, which might flavor the answer to that too. One thing Tucker will notice they start heading south. Though we do have to be a bit careful. Like I said, that one guard's down but not out. If the knight wakes him up, it might be able to tell on us a bit. As long as we hurry, it shouldn't matter too much, though, I think. I don't think he's waking up anytime soon.
Speaking of, hey, Ralph, can you roll me a Doom die?
Ooh. How unsuspicious.
How unsuspicious, sure. Alright, what you got? 3.
Okay, thank you.
Presumably the knight will... I mean, honestly, the impact that knocking that guard out rather than killing them doesn't make a huge difference, probably, because either way the knight will probably discover the corpses, and thus the alert will happen regardless, so... if anything, maybe if we're lucky, it'll waste a little bit more of the knight's time as they try to, like, hey, wake up. Like, just tell me what happened. Rather than going off and just, getting more guards immediately. Green says, it also made a lot of the force to be trying to work towards the murder away from inside town. Yeah, assuming if they want to investigate that specific spot and everybody in our team is made scarce from that spot, technically that's not bad for us. I guess the main bad thing, and maybe Brooke is intuitive enough to notice that particular guard did see him, the one that's not dead, but I guess that's the most important thing.
I have a feeling that your crystal monster can probably see through these guys, so don't think our presence here is a secret. What matters more is making our location harder to track down, he says, selecting the middle intersection.
Tucker will say, well, this place is dense and twisted enough that we could probably lose them. Either way. Though he does nod and definitely acknowledges what Brooke just said about that.
So, as you two are heading down the intersection, you hear vague shouting coming from the direction of the building that you were in. It really did not take them very long to check inside the building.
Brooke says, let's move a little quicker.
Let's move a little quicker.
Yeah. I was thinking about how to respond to that. Actually, yeah, previously Tucker was moving reasonably quickly but stealthily. Tucker will probably drop a little bit more of his stealthiness to move a bit quicker with Brooke, if that's what Brooke wants to do. In other words, possibly putting a little less stealth into the action, but moving faster away.
Gosh, imagine doing a stealth section like this way back when. Oh, your poor stats wouldn't have been able to handle it.
Oh, geez, yeah, that would have been just bungling and bungling. Trying to think, is there anything? No, I guess not.
Brooke is kind of slinking and keeping an eye out, but he's not being super cautious. To close out with you two before we head back to Ralph, please give me your dexterity survival stealths, please.
Okay. And it is kind of implied that when they... Tucker will be trying to use his nose to detect Ralph, too. Since all Ryder did was point. It wasn't like, go exactly over here. It's like, we don't know the spot, so... Also,
That's
a 6. Oh, they're all 6s.
That's a pair of 6s, which is really good. So, Ralph.
Synergy.
All right. What did he got for me?
I'm looking for music change. Which, by the way, while I'm doing that, people should drink water and stretch and get up and do the good things.
Stretch your water, drink your legs.
Do the good things. Generally good advice. We really do have quite the split up occurring since the start of the end of last session and this session here too. It's a bit messy, but in an interesting way. Where it's like it's actually kind of cool because in that way we get to see different events around the city, different parts. Kind of gets more of an idea of the society we're trying to save, you know? We get to see more parts of it that way as a group.
Yeah, this would be a super interesting episode, like few episodes of the series. I love like Tales of Ba Sing Se, where they're all split up.
Somebody did a reference to that earlier.
Yes, yeah, Kyrio referenced that earlier. Dungeons 131.
Okay. Oh, this one. This one's a nice one. Yes, Tucker running with a crystal paw. Actually, thank you for the reminder. I did want to ask Car, because I do these little checks I did last session, I'll do it again. Is Tucker being bothered by his paw?
No.
Okay. That's just an occasional time-based question I want to ask.
Yep, you're doing fine so far. It's almost like it's not even there.
As far as Tucker's aware, it isn't. Unless it hurts, he won't be aware of it.
Ralph. Torcat directs you through a passage that's clearly been dug out. There's even like a pickaxe still stuck in the wall at one point. Through this cellar and leads you... Oh goodness, this song picks up a bit. I need to turn it down. And leads you to this... Calling it an aqueduct would be generous. You're pretty sure that this is some form of sewer system for the castle town.
Lovely.
And lo and behold, as you get into the sprawling pipeworks, we'll just move you over here. You start to see what look like moving piles of muck that just sort of slowly ooze their way around.
Delightful.
Yeah, don't worry about them. They're pretty harmless. I don't think they can even see.
Oh, no. And now that we're out of earshot of the Lexia, who perhaps has more reserved sensibilities, I'll grip the hilt of my sword and say, I have a different idea of what to do with the individual back there if they do turn.
Wow. You've got more guts than some Pokemon around here. You won't hear me complain.
I nod. Yeah, it's a pretty grim situation. Sometimes it calls for a grim solution. Anyway, where are we headed?
Well, it's not exactly the safest safe house anymore. But there is a church that's near the plaza. We're going to come up in their basement.
Lucky it looks like you had some Pokemon that knew dig.
Anyone who didn't used a pickaxe or a shovel.
Yeah,
If they could.
dig the old-fashioned way.
As luck would have it, there were a number of natural ground types around here. Only thing we had to be wary of was... As they sort of pause as you pass by the, how to put this in a stream-friendly manner? Reeking remains of, a crystal-infected escadrille that looks like they were just shoved into a side niche in the wall. And Torcat pauses as you pass that by. Yeah, those things.
Give me a nod.
That's the only problem with being hidden underground. They can still find us. There's literally nowhere safe, Ralph. Not the rooftops, not in the town, not in the cellar. It's a matter of time before they find us.
Yes. Oh, time is certainly not something that my team plans on giving. And then after thinking a bit, I suppose I'll give you the rundown on our general Yeah, it is. Brooke is a alligator, and Tucker is a now. So, should probably grab that for us. Oh, and Deadeye's here too. And that Swazbuck we stole from a god. Yeah, they're here too.
Torcat's eyebrows raise hearing about the Deadeye thing. The alligator thing doesn't really surprise them all that much. They figured that eventually it would happen. But yeah, that's news for them.
Oh yes, Deadeye is inside this kingdom.
As in the champion.
Yep. He seems to have some sort of mark somewhere that away. Gestures towards the castle. Don't know if it's the king or not. Probably not.
Gestures in a random direction, thinking it's where the castle is.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're underground.
Well, you are psychic. Maybe you still realize which direction it is.
But yeah, it's like So Deadeye has some sort of target in here. My other teammate Ryda, he wants to kill the king. Oh yeah, you would see. They want the king in half.
Torcat rolls their eyes briefly. Don't most of us. Problem is, the bastard's got leverage. Some of those Pokemon back there, they're from this kingdom. There's a good reason why they haven't attacked the castle.
If by leverage you mean hostage, Ryda's not going to care about that very much.
Probably not. The entire kingdom is basically his hostage. But that's not what I'm talking about. You'll see. After all, we're going straight to the address.
Nah.
It's the most likely place for Ryda to be if she's going to try and attack the king. Or they, sorry.
Yeah. I feel like I use she and they interchangeably.
I know I've been told it's interchangeable. I try not to default. But you do, with Torcat's assistance, wind your way through the pipes. You do have to scooch around a particularly large goo pile creature. But it doesn't really pay you much mind. But eventually, there is this wall that seems like it was made of brick, but it was opened up. And you squeeze through. It reminds you vaguely of the estate, actually, in the one secret room you went through. And you find yourself in the undercroft of a chapel of some sort. And there are coffins down here. And they are closed. Torcat doesn't pay them much mind, but there really isn't much to indicate whether they're occupied or not. Also, yes, Tucker, you are correct. That is the secret room where Ralph got trapped.
Well, that might bring bad memories in.
Except he's not trapped here. As you get to the stairs that lead up to the chapel proper, Torcat hops down and sits on the bottom step to look up at you. With absolute seriousness. They make sure their head is tilted back so that the brim of their witch hat isn't in the way.
I would turn their gaze with also seriousness.
Ralph, Luxio might not like it, but I'm going to trust you with this. Purloin is like a sister to me and Luxia. If you have to, do what must be done.
I will give a grim nod. Hopefully it won't come to that. But if it does, I won't sacrifice everyone else's happily ever after for it.
I doubt we'll have a happily ever after here, Ralph. We're just gonna get the best outcome we can. And then she is going to start padding up the stairs. The chapel is empty, but relatively well maintained. It occurs to you that either whomever runs this chapel knows about the resistance and is keeping the little hole in the basement secret, or doesn't know about it and doesn't use their basement. But they peek out of the door to the chapel after they walk with relative confidence down the central aisle between pews. Do you look around at all?
Yeah, we'll look around, see what we can see, make sure.
All right, go ahead and give me an insight survival alert, I suppose. The king of roll combos.
Just realized today is Brooke and Tucker go towards people that already left that location.
Unfortunately, yes.
The Adventure, the sequel.
Yeah, like y'all are increasingly split up. It's like, oh, okay. Ralph is headed towards the plaza. Nobody else is heading towards the plaza. Deadeye and Liar headed north to get away from everything.
I tell you.
Brooke and Tucker are fleeing south. Rida is going to the castle because, of course, they're going to the castle.
Also, most likely, Kyrio, as long as Tucker's nose can sniff it out, it'll probably be easy to figure out. The base, it'll require a little effort, but I think we can find it. That might serve a good purpose, though, meeting up with them too. So it's not a waste or anything. It's just kind of funny how we can't find the people we're looking for.
Indeed.
Sorry, just something occurred to me. We'll see what happens.
Oh no.
So, Ralph, as you look around, you see that there's, almost as might be considered tradition for a chapel like this, a stained glass window towards the back that's got an abstract sort of blue and tan design on it. It looks like it may have been broken and repaired at one point, but the pieces aren't quite right. And there is a golden crown that's front and center on the imagery. And on panels on either side of the stained glass window, there is a statue of a Pokemon holding a sword and another holding a shield that are designed very specifically. They have a floral motif of some kind in their engravings. But also, while you look around, you see what looks to be a glass decanter of red liquid just sitting on the pulpit.
Look just kind of be looking at the stained glass windows as I'm going by. What sort of religion is this? Like, I'm like squinting at them.
Huh?
Not stopping, like, but looks like this value. Yeah, it's probably not important.
Oh, that. Well, from what some of the Resistance members told me, that was quite. Wow, sorry, word salad. Pardon me. The glass window used to depict the Queen until it got broke during fighting. Can't say I know who they worship. But given all the blue and the red that I saw at the other place, probably Kingredhydra.
Give a nod as we follow. Any idea what his royal highness? No, majesty. Yeah, majesty. That's canon. I do it just like that. Any idea what his royal majesty's gonna talk about?
No idea. Well, okay, one idea. As she glances up towards Ralph and pushes open the front door. Probably about you and your friends.
Oh, yeah, that is a strong possibility that the address is. Please keep a lookout for these individuals. And, yeah, I'm a purple Snorlax, so. Yeah, he'll make the announcement and someone will go, "There he is!" And I'll.
As you move out into the street, Torracat hops up on your shoulder again and sort of half uses your head to hide their body for the most part, just sort of like splayed across the back of your shoulders in a not so great disguise as a scarf because they haven't taken the witch hat off. But there are throngs of Pokemon around you now. Better get as close as you can. Looks like the procession's over.
Alright, I'll go and watch the address. Alright, man, I've always wanted to see the king in address.
Again, she rolls her eyes. She knows you're poking fun. We are going to pop back over to Brooke and Tucker briefly. Because thanks to Tucker's Odor Sleuth and the two of you stealthing, you are able to find the old bookshop that Luxio led Ralph to.
Yippee!
Yes.
Tucker will... Obviously, it's a little harder to pay real close attention and sniff the surrounding smells while moving quickly, but he does manage to stay on track and eventually reaches this rather abandoned looking, on I would assume, bookstore. And Tucker would express, I think he went in here. And after the last building that they went to had guards in it, Tucker will peer very cautiously around the doorframe.
We can jump back to locale 17, because we're out of the sewer.
Yee.
Brooke nods to Tucker, giving another look around to make sure no one sees them enter before going in. And you don't, thankfully. It seems that most Pokemon have cleared out to watch the address at this point. And as you enter, you see much of what Ralph saw before. There's a strange, lamp-looking device with tubes on it sitting on a table at, a little sofa booth thing in one corner. There's dusty, musty shelves full of old books that haven't been moved in a great deal of time. And, Tucker, the dust does get in your nose a bit, but as you lower your head towards the ground, you notice, oh, the floor isn't really all that dusty compared to, the other stuff. And in fact, there is a mark on the floor that looks like the door leading to another room was recently opened.
Tucker will take a moment to not sneeze before idly pawing at the carpet and mentioning to Brooke, this doesn't seem quite as dusty as everything else.
Did I? Okay. Thought I...
Oh, you thought... No, just a moment, wait and take... And there is a line.
Sorry, I was getting water.
That's okay. That's a good idea.
Brooke looks around before saying, if I were trying to evade guards in an occupied town, I'd probably look for a hiding place. As he heads into the other room and lifts the carpet. Because it's so obvious. The carpet isn't even 100% over the hatch, even though it's most of the way over, because unfortunately, poor Luxio doesn't have hands. She really should have gone down first and let Ralph cover it. But she was very insistent.
Maybe it's going to be fat at first, then.
But yes, in the other room, which looks like the start of living quarters for whoever owned this shop in the past, you find the carpet, you lift it up, and underneath is a hatch.
Tucker will give the hatch a direct sniff. Yeah, he definitely went down this. That's interesting.
Score, Brooke says. Alright, let's go. He opens it and starts to climb down before saying, Hey Scales, think you can hide this hatch a little better after we get in? Scales, in Totodile format, just sits on the edge of the hatch, watching you go down with an amused smirk. Sure, I can keep things closed up tight for you.
Just as a reminder, he's completely visible, Tucker, too. Alright. Well, I mean, half visible, ghost, but...
Yeah, he's being visible to you at the moment.
At the moment. He could choose that, right?
Yes, he can choose to not be visible to the rest of you, and usually isn't because it's harder on him.
That's fair. Just curious. But yeah, Tucker will note that conversation interaction, and we'll head down first, since one can presume it's a little bit dark, right? Can't remember if there's not a light immediately, so according to the earlier description. So dark vision.
Thanks, buddy. Rook smirks. Figured you'd know the drill. And down the hatch he goes. Scales calling down after Brooke. Yeah, it's almost like I led a resistance for decades or something. And they look over at Tucker and gesture down the hatch. Mind closing the door as you go down, puppy? I'm not exactly physical enough for that bit.
Sure, no problem, says Tucker, before, indeed, getting it with a dark tendril fairly easily, or maybe both if it's heavy.
And as you're shutting the cellar hatch, watch out for lightning strikes, good boys. And there's a clunk as the hatch shuts. Outside, Scales giggles to himself, and poltergeists the carpet over the hatch so it isn't visible.
Somebody's feeling impish today.
It's almost like he knows something you don't. But the both of you find yourselves in a... My best friend, everyone. Yes. They say it with love and affection in their little ghostly heart.
I'm just thinking of the friggin' Alistair. I know something you don't know.
Right, but you find yourselves inside a dark, somewhat cramped cellar. But the passage has light coming from further down. The air is stale in a way that it isn't inside the musty bookshop. And it's a little hard for Brooke to place. But Tucker, you being so in tune with connection and emotions, you can feel that there is a weight in the air here. As if there is some sort of burdensome feeling that is being felt by others.
Tucker will look around the general cellar area as he processes that feeling and expresses to Brooke. The light's visible immediately upon going down, right?
Yes, it is further down the passageway and probably around a corner or something because you don't see the source, but it's effectively like torch or lamplight.
Okay. Tucker will express, I think there's presences down here, and they feel heavy. to be safe, Tucker does get up his guard a little bit, but it's clear that that was more of an emotional statement he made, and that he is clearly empathetic to whatever that feeling is.
I'm guessing it's whatever's left of a resistance force. Who knows how long they've been fighting this, he says. I doubt even Ralph can lift these spirits, so try not to feel overburdened yourself.
Tucker shakes his head. No, I should be fine. Let's just try to introduce ourselves in a way that doesn't spook them.
Could both of you please give me insight survival alerts?
Sure.
Alright, so both of you are able to spot a Luxio coming down the passage, their tail bristling and bright with electricity. And behind them is a Chansey as well as a heavily bandaged Tyrogue, who probably should not be doing this, but, you know, who's going to stop Robespierre? That all look very ready to fight. Name yourselves! Luxio bristles, lightning arcing off of their fur.
Tucker's going to let Brooke speak, but Tucker does give a sniff towards Fluxio, and I don't think it's hard. I don't think this requires a roll to pick up on that scent, especially with their bristling electricity.
Merrick immediately puts his hands up. Hold on. We come in peace. Merrick and Tucker of Team Cheer. He pauses a moment. Please don't thunder me again. Luxio blinks and then very sheepishly grounds their tail so that all that electricity disperses safely. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. You probably should have covered the door a bit better, though.
Oh, I should have let Ralph go down second. I suppose I will have to go check the cellar door. The Chansey stops the Tyrogue as they complain and immediately turns them around forcefully and begins walking them back towards wherever the trio came from. It's good to see you. Ralph just left with Tora. There's a lot we probably have to talk about. We made sure to cover the hatch, but maybe do something about the Central. I don't know if they don't have guards that know how to swim, Brooke says. Luxio shakes her head. Thankfully not. Not terribly many dog Pokemon around here. But they do have the Murkrow. Luckily, we haven't seen them recently. They might be at the procession. But come deeper inside. There's places for you to sit. And
Tucker makes a acknowledging little growl at the mention of the Murkrow, making it fairly obvious that he's seen them. And Tucker will note, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Even under the circumstances, it's nice to see you again.
Brooke nods. Lead the way, Lucy. I'd love to get a bigger picture of the situation. She tilts her head a bit. Lucy? She shakes her head, causing your ears to flapple a little bit. Anyway. This way. And she leads you to the widened out area full of crates, and planning equipment, some old, worn-down weaponry, and supplies, and some very, very tired Pokemon. While all of them have badges, some are indeed Pioneer badges. Dory, huh? Did all three of you evolve? Congrats! Brooke says as he follows. Luxio, or Lucy, I suppose, winces as she brings the both of you over to a table. Not the planning table that has the city map on it, but a different one that's been cleared. There is an Espeon that is not an Espeon, a Sylveon, sorry. And based on the badge, they probably came from the Pioneers. That has set out some cups and relatively clean water for the both of you.
I have a question. Is it... I assume it's not hard for Tucker to pick on up on the fact that Luxio has a particular sorrow.
She's being very reserved compared to how you remember her as a Shinx.
Mm-hmm.
A few familiar faces, Brooke says. Guess we've been escalating the situation for a while. Yeah. I guess if you're asking about all three of us, you don't know. I mean, I guess how could you? Ralph is the one who had the encounter. And we're going to swap back to Ralph. Because I am a cruel DM.
I'd like to think that when Brooke asked, did all three of you evolve grass, that's actually when Tucker started tensing, realizing that though it wasn't... See, the thing about emotion, about connection of emotions, that you kind of... It's like a psychic ability, but minus the actual information. You just know that something's wrong. So that question probably felt wrong to Tucker, even. At least considering that Tucker's probably focusing on the emotional balance of this group at this point.
Where
Anyways.
is it? I'm looking for a very particular track.
This
No,
is
not
Mrs.
this
Killian.
one. It's one I used before when he showed up.
Hmm.
Might be in Events 3.
Yeah, I never want to overstep the idea, but I do like the idea of like emotional psychicness, sort of.
Oh, it might be in Battles.
Maybe I can help you find it.
It's the track that I used when you did the mental fight with
Oh,
the king.
yeah. Oh, give me a second. I can look that up. I mean, keep looking yourself. I'll see if I find it too. Okay. Yeah, that's written down this 2 episodes ago, I think, right? At this point? Yeah.
I believe so.
That would be episode 157. So if I just go to that, it should be that. Okay, so yeah, I think I know which one that is. I just have to find out what I changed the title to on this little tablet. Let's see. It is definitely Battles, I think. The track would be Wings Blotting the Sun, I believe.
Ah, yes, Battles 145.
There you go. Also, we're playing that. That's serious. Okay, then. Let's see.
Yes, as we return to Ralph. Ralph, you're a relatively tall Pokemon, so you serve as an excellent perch for Torracat to see. But also, a number of Pokemon in the crowd have to figure out a way to see around you, and you hear an amount of grumbling from some of the crystal-coated citizens about your size and not being able to see. But you look out into the plaza, and there are an enormous number of knights. And among them is the Medichan that you encountered, as well as a Machamp that looks like they've got these crystal pauldrons on every shoulder, bearing this enormous hammer coated in crystalline spikes.
Oof.
There is I need you to give me, just to see if you recognize them, give me a smart survival logic.
Here we go.
You don't.
Oh, that's a lot of one.
And it's
So-
I'm going to say your lucky chant does not count for this.
Does my hat count?
You can hat. I know we're at the end of the session, so you can definitely hat. Also, it's funny that we keep saving your hat for the end of session. It's great.
Oh.
That's not much better.
It must not be meant to be.
I just realized you would say the hat to the end of sessions. Like, how else would you use it? Like, imagine just like you're having lunch, you eat an apple. You know, I'm not really using the hat. Can I have that apple so it tastes better?
You do have one more hat if you want to use one more hat.
You know what? Why not? If it doesn't go, then it's not meant to be.
Yep. I just need to make sure.
Let's go, Gavin.
Yeah, damn.
All
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
That'll be enough. It's difficult to recognize them in the state they are in, but one of the knights that is leading the royal procession is Sir Cheval, mounted atop Calvin. But they are no longer them. They are fused together via the crystal as some sort of combined aberration.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep. Hang on, I need to double check something to see what they've got on them.
I almost forgot they were here, and now I remember.
Yeah, and they're bearing this lance that crackles with energy inside the crystal glass that coats it. And as they lead this procession, you can see the hulking figures of the royalty. And you can see there is the stockade, of course, here in the plaza, which is currently empty.
Oh no, they know I failed.
Or you killed her.
Yeah, maybe I killed it.
You do note that the Medicham briefly glances over towards you, but then looks forward and enters into a deep bow, towards the king as he approaches the front steps of this large building in the plaza, probably the equivalent to a town hall of some kind. The Machamp slams the head of their hammer into the ground and kneels. And all around you, Pokemon are bowing their heads.
Yeah.
As the king moves up the steps.
Yeah, I will do so as well. Oh, and when he looked at me, I would have quickly did a motion across my neck, like a little finger, like yeah, I had to kill her. But yeah, I'm gonna bow with everyone else.
And indeed, the Pokemon standing next to the one who is so obviously king is garbed in a beautiful ceremonial armor and veiled, with blade at their side, whereas the king himself seems to bear no weapons, but his armor is that of a savage sort of conqueror. His own armored plates not enough, he has added metal upon them, bracers, pauldrons, chestplate, all with crackling crystal growing across them. And upon his head a single amethystine horn that seeks to pierce the very sky.
I see.
He enters the building and comes out on the balcony with his companion. The Medicham raises their arms, waving them, causing the rings upon them to swing and ring with this sort of glass-like timber, as a psychic panel, circular in nature, appears before the Violet King. My people. He grins. His words drip with a malice that you can feel creeping down your spine.
Ooh.
Once more, Our forward guard at Halfcliff have fallen. But do not despair. While we have new invaders in our kingdom, we know what we must do. They shall be no more threat than the dissidents that hide beneath our fair city. But if you need more confidence than I can provide, there's a certain vileness in his grin as crystals begin to glow around you on every citizen, on every surface that they infect. Then hear it from my queen. And he steps aside with an almost genteel gesture, and his companion steps forward. She pulls aside her veil. Her face is cerulean and beautiful, marred only by a violet crystal growth like a rose across one eye. She places her hands upon the banister with a beatific serenity unbefitting the aberrant features she sports. Hear me, my citizens. We shall defend you with our lives. Not merely our knights, but king and queen alike. Hear me, you who would threaten my people, my kingdom. Hear the words of Artemisia the Fourth. Expose yourselves and no mercy, but skulk as you wish, threaten as you will, and only my sword shall greet you. Fear not, mine people, for your king and I shall see us prosper evermore. She draws her blade and lifts it to the sky, and a rousing cheer erupts around you. And Torquat speaks up to you, low like a whisper, at least compared to the din of the crowd. That's his leverage. Since day one, the kingdom's been his. And we're going to end there.
That certainly
son of a
makes things interesting.
I guess this is a good time to ask what model cloud table for her, because I actually didn't catch.
Nido Queen.
Oh, good. Okay. I wasn't sure. Oh.
Oh man,
Wait.
I could
Yeah.
God, you
feel.
evil bastard.
I could feel you squirming in your chair. Like I could feel you squirming in
you
your
have
chair.
no idea.
Wow.
You're a sick man.
Here's the thing.
been waiting so long.
I don't actually know if that's the mistress that Ryder had. I don't know. I think it was an Nido Queen, but I never. Nothing was 100% told, so I assume so. Though.
Evil man.
Oh, that's
How
so
could you do this? Such
Oh,
good
it's so
storytelling, I must applaud, but god damn you.
Oh god, I could feel you squirming. I could almost feel the anger radiating off of Ryda.
Yeah.
I saw where Ralph was and where Brooke and Tucker were, and I'm like, no, I have to end it on this note. I'm going to swap over to Brooke and Tucker first and have them meet the resistance and maybe get thunderbolted. But no, I had to end on this.
Yep.
Oh, I think I can color tip them. Let's see.
If it's any consolation, he did the same thing to me with scales.
Oh yeah,
So if it wasn't clear why Brooke was the imprint of their mistress, it's because the same color. And
Very similar.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of messy. I'll let you decide if you want to tip, but it can be tipped.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Cool. All right, cool.
It's cool. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. It's
That
not.
was definitely
Is that like a message being radiated off of every crystal in the place, or is it just those at the speech?
It is a message that reaches everyone in the plaza, clear as day.
Oh no!
And that voice echoes and carries. And Ryda, we've already ended, but I'll make it clear just for the sake of when we start up next time. You can't make out the words, but you can hear the voices.
Oh.
If Ryda hears the voice like a moth to a flame, god damn it!
You just got to the castle. It's like,
I just got to the castle. And I'm like, okay, here's how I'm going to sneak in. Here's that. Never mind. I guess I'm rushing down the road and about to be shot by every archer at a 5-block radius.
I gave you time to think, and it's like, time keeps moving forward. I know what I'm ending on. They're going to be so mad.
It's like Junior Trooper in February when he goes to get you on your Australian, but then you're leaving it right as he finally manages to swim the entire ocean. So he has to swim the entire ocean back.
Everybody take 5 XP for excellent roleplay this time. And also as consolation for me torturing you.
Thank you.
Killed a couple people. Do I get more XP?
I choke someone out. Do I get XP?
We'll consider that part of it.
Okay.
Oh, God. I suppose I technically killed someone too.
I guess so.
Oh, shoot, right, you killed a shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll consider that all part of it. Yeah, in case it wasn't clear, the shades are very fragile, but also highly dangerous.
Glass cannons, if you will.
Exactly. Like Rob said.
Yep.
Also, I mean, hey, Ryda, you can totally go in guns blazing. It's not like I don't have a Deus Ex Machina waiting for you in the form of NPCs that we don't know the location of.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid Ryda going guns blazing because, like, it would be kind of upsetting if they just ran in and, like, got blasted. So I'll have them go to the castle and they can still do some espionage. Nope, never mind.
So anyway, I started blasting.
And now they have to run in the middle of the road. Like, I'm sure Tucker would have appreciated your ability. You're trying to do things slightly less violently. Though under this situation, Tucker's not going to blame any sort of outcome, really.
I wonder why the Neo Queen model is running.
What's that?
I wonder why the Neo Queen model is running.
Running? Oh, it's not running for me. It's just standing there.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. It's probably a client-side thing.
Huh.
I have a plan. I don't know if that should worry the DM more or the other players. Or probably the other players, but I have a plan.
I think at this point we all need to kind of come up with plans in our little groups, probably. Obviously, things are going to go down. Things are going to go down before we can all group together back up, probably. So,
wouldn't it be so cruel if I left the address right there and started us back with the resistance?
That was a good session, though.
Yes, very good.
Thank you all so much.
I
That
really
was
like
a
Rogue.
good
I really
game,
like
thank you.
Roguefort's voice. By the way, very good voice. By the way,
Robespierre.
Robespierre. Yeah, that's right.
We can call him whatever. I just came up with a name on the fly.
Actually, I think Roguefort isn't that one of the villains in Hi-Fi Rush? Isn't that Mr. Werewolf?
Yeah, that is.
Yes.
I think I just named it. Yeah, that guy.
It's also the name of the mouse in Aristocats or Aristocats.
I didn't know that. That was a good.
Yeah,
movie,
his name
I
is
think.
Roquefort. It's a type of cheese, I think.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Also, yeah, Turcat with their Stazzy Lou look too. Like I said, Nikki appreciated the session quite a bit more once Turcat was found to be. Was Lytton also witchy? I don't remember if Lytton was a bit witchy too.
Lytton did not have witchy aesthetic, but you found out later that their adoptive parent was the Cursula, so they are very witchy.
That's right, they are very
Yeah,
witchy. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Nikki needs to rewatch that episode to remember that more. But yeah, that was very fun. Thank you, everyone. I guess next time maybe we'll end up in the same place. We'll see. Though honestly, like we could, we're technically furthest away right now, but we can use the same path to get towards the plaza. But
Yeah, I imagine so.
and I imagine Rita can probably warpath her way there. I don't know if Rita will be subtle trying to get to the plaza again.
Ah, yes, subtlety. Right is very known for their subtlety.
The only issue I see is that Brooke currently doesn't have reason to be heading that way.
No,
urgently.
the resistance, like what I imagine, is that the resistance will tell us like what path Ralph took with Torcat, but
Yeah.
we have a bit of catch up to do. So we're gonna definitely be the group. We're gonna be behind everyone else, and I assume that also applies to Deadeye and Liar, who I assume Deadeye will probably head in that direction at some point in some way to regroup. Deadeye's pretty smart. He'll probably figure out that people will be heading that way. So we're gonna be the we're just gonna be the
what
laggards.
to do, so yeah.
Yeah, we're
They're
just gonna be the laggards.
Schrodinger's NPCs.
Sure,
They do not exist anywhere on the map, but also exist everywhere on the map.
That's true,
So-
especially with the DM control.
In fairness to Brooke and Tucker, if you two end up wanting to go after Portloin, they aren't at the address as far as current description goes. So you might end up heading towards where Rita is, and Rita will be gone again by the time you
Yeah, I
get
mean,
there.
yeah, but that would be interesting though if we did a castle infiltration in the meantime. That would be. I will say that. I mean, I can't. We'll see what happens next session, but I will say that once Tucker learns the full story of what happened to Portloin, that will create a difficult decision, because if indeed Portloin is over there and there's information that they are over there, well, helping Team Mischief is part of everything. Obviously, there's a bigger overarching problem here, but since we're having trouble sticking with the group, perhaps we can help that situation first, and maybe try to... Well, I don't know. Tucker's very hopeful, right? So I'm expressing that hopefulness of, like, maybe we could somehow save them first and then go over there. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Tucker is way more pragmatic since evolving, so abandoning Portloin for the moment is fair, too. But he will care to hear what happened to Portloin, obviously. So we'll see next session what happens with our little group, and everybody else for that matter. But any last things you guys want to talk before I outro the episode?
I'm good. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, thanks for playing. And
Good night,
I'm looking forward to next session, but
Yeah.
also, goddamn you.
a common ending statement, actually, but in the best possible way. Thank you, Karen. But that was episode, or session 159 of Pokerole. I hope you guys enjoyed. And next session should be in 2 weeks, session 160, where I don't know if it'll be the finale for this particular adventure, but we're definitely gonna see the stakes escalate. So we'll come back in 2 weeks for that, and more streams to come on the way. Hope to see you guys in the future.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, so good, so good. God, it's so good.